Welcome dear student. Today we are going to discussion about the computer science fundamentals. There is 5 modules we are going to discussion about this. The first module is one man computer. Second one, generation of computer. Third, we are going to discussion functional component of computer. Fourth, we are going to discussion about the concept of booting. The fifth one, we are going to discussion about the classification of computer. So now one Neumann computer one Neumann computer, the one man is the name of the famous mathematician Dr. John von Neumann. His contribution to mathematics, physics, computer science and the area of artificial life. So that he invented and he proposed the concept of a store program. So, one man concept is store program. He is the first man proposed the store program. According to one man architects, the processor execute instruction stored in the memory of the computer. The concept according to the one man architects, the processor execute the instruction so the processor at a time either fetch the data or instruction execution take place in the sequential manner. That means either fetch or instruction at a time. So, the one man is invented this Hungarian mathematician. Later on he shifted to the America and invented this. So, according to his architects, the computer was developed in 1952, that is called EDVAC. So, this EDVAC computer was developed in 1952 as per his concept. So, EDVAC is a expand form is electronic discrete variable automated computer. Compared to, if you compare to ENIAC computer. So, you know that ENIAC is developed in the 1946. This electronic numerical integrated and calculator. So, this ENIAC is developed in 1946. Thereafter, the one man architecture theory is came. The processor execute the instruction in memory, in the memory of the computer. So, this is the one man computers we can see. Let us go to the next module, that is generation of the computer. In the generation of the computer, you see the timeline. If you see the timeline, how the computer day by day growing in. So, 500 BC, before the Christ, abacus so the mankind is developed in 500 BC, more than 3000 years back. You see the abacus is timeline in. Thereafter 1642 the Pascaline, that Pascaline calculator, we can say the Pascaline calculator. The Pascal invented two number you can addition or subtraction in 1942. So again thereafter in 1834 the one more development happened, that was analytic engine. This analytic engine, who invented? Charles Babbage. He is also a mathematician. He is born and brought in England. The first concept developed by him, that means the analytic engine will do the input, that processing, then again give the output and also store. So, the basic concept actually developed. So, that is why the Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. Thereafter in 1834, then again 1890, one more development will, that is called tabulation machine. So, this tabulation machine is developed by Hermann Hollerith. He is the man, Hermann Hollerith invented the tabulation machine. This tabulation machine will also doing the calculation. First generation computer, you can see first generation computer in 1942 to 55. So, whatever development happened in this 1942 55, that all device is considered as a first generation computer. So, the first generation computer, the concept of store program. Here is the concept of stored program. This is the valid point. So, next, what is that? But the store program characteristic by vacuum tube. So, what is the vacuum tube actually? The vacuum tube is a delicate glass device that can control and amplify the electronic signal. So, that means the vacuum tube control and amplify electronic signal. So, this is the speciality of that first generation computer. this first generation computer using thousands of vacuum tube and were the fastest calculating device of their time. So, in this period, if you thinking about the calculation, fastest calculating device is first generation is vacuum tube. So, the first generation computer device name is famous UNIVAC 1. So, the name of the device is UNIVAC 1, the first generation electronic computer, famous at the period. It was used for the business application also, used for business application. But some of the demerit is frequent hardware failure, the maintenance is more higher, the commercial product cannot be done, much more difficulty. So, that the first generation computer, if you thinking about the size, is almost 8 feet into 100 feet into 3 feet. So, almost is having that weight is 27 tons. So, it is having the large size, you can say huge size computer, and it is consumed a lot of electricity. It consumed a lot of electricity and generated the lot of heat also. So, and also occupied the lot of space. So, this is the features of first generation computer which was developed in 1942-55, and the first generation computer you can see. So, in picture you can clarify the further any. So, this is the valid point while discussing about the computer in the first generation. Let us talk about the second generation computer. So, second generation computer, what is the difference between the first generation computer? Dear student, now you see the second generation computer which was developed in 1955 to 64. This generation's features actually the characteristic by the transistor, wherein the first generation computer is characteristic by the vacuum tube, but here in the development is that transistor is came. That transistor is made up of silicon, it is called silicon semiconductor. So, the silicon is smaller in size, so highly reliable, so consumed less electricity, generated less heat. So, less electricity, and less heat generated. So, the second features is the second generation computer feature is characteristic by the transistor, then smaller in size and highly reliable computer, and less electricity and less heat generated by the computer. So, the second generation of the computer, one more feature is MCM. So, MCM means magnetic core memory. So, this magnetic core memory is developed by tinny ferrite. Tinny ferrite is a combined metal oxide which should be magnetized, and thereafter that magnetized is one is called the clockwise, the another one is called the anti-clockwise. So, that this tinny ferrite is magnetized, and that will be after magnet is will be run as per clockwise and anti-clockwise, and that will be the first device that used the primary memory. So, the magnetic core memory is considered as a primary memory. So, during this 1955 to 65. So, one more development during this period, that was the programming language was developed. So, the programming language was developed. What are the program language that period? So, you see the Fortran, Gobol, Algol. So, this language in this generation were used. The famous second generation computer name, some of the name I going to highlight you, that is called IBM. That IBM 1401, and also one more that famous computer IBM, that was the name 1620. So, you know the what is IBM today, you know that. So, that is International Business Machine Corporation was developed, this American based company, and now they are doing much more development in this field of computer. So, they are the initial onwards that computer, various computer they are developing. So, where the popular computer of these generations is second generation computer, these all the features. So, now we going to the consider about the third generation, which is considered third generation. What are the third generation computer features? Let us see. Here the duration is 1964 to 75. So, this third generation is complete drastic changes happening in this generations. What is the drastic changes? You nowadays you very familiar IC. Otherwise, you may be no familiar about the chips. So, what is this integrated circuit or chips? So, the big revolutionary in the electronic industry. So, it made up of small silicon, that the integrated circuit or chip you considering, that is made up of silicon. So, that silicon is wafer. So, wafer made up of purified, especially that is called wafer purified manner, the silicon crystal. So, this wafer purified silicon crystal is a major role play in the third generation computer till now. So, in the IC one more feature is, so our chip, it numerous transistor and also the resistor, capacitor and electronic circuit. So, this is the one of the development. So, in this period there will be the SSI, one more, that MSI, one more feature. So, what is that SSI? That is called small scale integration. Small scale integration. So, the chip is made up of small scale integration. If one chip, if you consider during this small scale integration, in one chip having 10 transistor. That means per chip having 10 transistor. If you are talking about the MSI, that medium scale integration, medium scale integration. So, medium scale integration, if per chip is equivalent to 100 transistor having in small area. What is the further one more features here? Here is started the multitask, multitasking, multi-program. So, the third generation is started because of the computer device size will reduce, the storage size increase, the program language is increased, the transistor, instead of transistor it is considered the integrated circuit. So, it is possible to multitasking and the multi-program features developed in this generation. So, during this period, which is the popular computer is, that is IBM 36. Again the IBM company is corporation playing the big role to development of the electronic device, that is IBM 36. The fourth generation computer, what is the major changes in LSI and VLSI, where the third generation is small scale integration, medium scale integration, here is large scale integration and very large scale integration. In this almost 3 lakh transistor are used in per chip. If you are talking about the per chip, it almost the 3 lakh in small area transistor were used in the single chip. So, were used in single chip. So, in 1971 onwards, the chip is considered and named as a microprocessor. So, after developing the microprocessor technology, the computer you can access faster accessing and processing. So, here is happening the faster accessing and processing. So, that is the development. So, the new microprogramming application software, database, virtual memory also developed in this period. That means, what are this? That is software development. That means application software, software development for application purpose, and also the database. Today everything is database, you are storing all the informations. So, Digital India is also considering all in going to the database. This database technology is also fourth generations, and also the virtual development, virtual memory, that is called virtual memory. So, you are storing your entire data in Google Drive also. So, these all developed in this fourth generation. So, further it is portable device. So, portable device is developed. So, portable development and also the data communication, networking, portable and networking and also the communication. So, these are the fourth generation computers brought the big changes in our life. Fifth generation computer is under development. The fifth generation computer is based on the concept of artificial intelligence. Here is the concept of artificial intelligence, AI in the short form we are considering AI. So, this generation is supposed to behave like humans. Here the principle, that is principles of parallel, remember the word is parallel processing. So, the parallel processing, that means parallel processing means many processors are grouped together, that is the thing, and that together will conducting the superconductivity are being used to develop the device, respond to the human language. So, the concept is artificial intelligence, the principle is parallel processing. So, that means many processors grouped together. So, that means so many processors grouped. So, what is the further, that is called the, so this fifth generation computer under processes under development. Let them make the decision of their own to execute a task. The purpose of the development is, that means computer can make a decision own to execute a task. Some application like voice recognition, visual recognition are the step in this directions going on, the process to development process, fifth generation computer still under process in various company, various corporations doing this work. So, what are the main features of this in this fifth upcoming computers? That is artificial intelligence, superconductivity and intelligence. So, I can write here is superconductivity. Dear students, so last we finally that third modules which functional component of a computer, this much is enough. Today the session is over. Thank you my dear children. Next we continue the next session, the same topic. Thank you.